Look at it here. Ric Flair and Hawk. Look at Hawk. Flair. Trying to.
Hi, wrestling fans, and welcome to NWA Pro Wrestling, television's most exciting hour. Johnny Weaver, have we really got an hour in store for all the fans this week?
Another great hour, Bob, and of course the Great American Bash 86 is right upon us. It's going to start in Philadelphia with a big kickoff just real soon. Some of the intricate people that's going to be in the Bash are here with us today, one of those being the Road Warriors. And Bob, speaking of the Road Warriors, a recent incident happened with the Road Warriors, Ric Flair, and the Four Horsemen. We're going to get to see what happened. We're also going to get to talk to the Road Warriors later in the hour. And I understand today that we have a guest co-host, Bob.
We do. Absolutely right, Johnny. And let's introduce him right now as our special guest host for this hour, none other than Jim Cornette, and he has with him his guard back here behind him, Big Bubba. Jim?
Well, you know, Bob Cottle, for one thing, you got a big-budget operation, a big-budget television show here, and you had a drab, dreary set, so I got Mama to send a few things down from a spare room in the mansion to sort of furnish things up a little bit. So we didn't have an extra chair or glass for you. Don't worry, maybe sometime later. But I figured I'd be out here to help you, sort of give you a good idea of what's going on, because believe me, I've listened to you. You need some help, Bob, okay?
A lot of people would agree with you about that, Jim.
And besides that, you see the presence of Big Bubba Rogers. Big Bubba, no trouble. The invincible, the indestructible, the invulnerable Big Bubba Rogers. And you relive, this is your life, Bubba. Relive one of Bubba's greatest moments when the American Dream, the modern-day John Wayne, took his best shot with a lethal weapon, a wooden folding chair. And it meant about as much to Bubba as maybe having a after-dinner cocktail. So you can see that I'm well taken care of by my bodyguard, Bubba Rogers, by the World Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Express. And now I'm going to prove that I'm the greatest at everything. I'm going to be co-host of the show, and I'm going to do a better job, Bob, than you've ever thought possible.
All right, we're looking forward to that. I know all the fans are, too. Talking about wrestling in the ring.
We got some action in the ring, and we got, I see, Mark Fleming and Ben Alexander, a couple of fine young men, a great young team. I hope you got some opposition worthy of their great talents to get in the ring with.
Have we? Just listen to this. Their opponents. Let's bring them in now. Here they are, the Rock and Rolling.
The Rock and Roll Express in the ring. And boy, they got the crowd excited. They got the crowd electrified. We're happy to have Jim Cornette as our co-host here. And the Rock and Roll Express ready to do action. And nose not quite healed by Ricky Martin yet, but he has a nose guard, and they're ready to take on Ben Alexander and Mark Fleming.
Well, these people screaming and yelling just proves one thing. Little things amuse little minds, and I see Ricky Morton. He looks like a possum today with that face protector on. But I think that Mark Fleming and Ben Alexander are going to give the Rock and Roll Express just a little bit more than they bargained for. Look, the men are in fine condition.
You men have seen a lot of the Rock and Roll Express, and I might add, Jim, a lot of times you've come out on the losing end with these two.
No. Hey, the Midnight Express are the World Tag Team Champions. That means they've never come out on the losing end of anybody, Bob Cottle. The Rock and Roll Express, sure, I'll give it to them. They got speed, they got youth, they got agility. And look right here, a good teamwork move which proves that even a blind squirrel eventually will find an acorn. But believe me, the Rock and Roll Express are no match for the Midnight Express. And like I said, I think they're going to have some problems with Mark Fleming and Ben Alexander right here.
Well, they're certainly not having any problems right now, and you know these young men are going to headline the Rock and Roll Super Summer Sizzler Tour coming up real soon. That's going to be great news and great exciting events. There's the rules on your screen for the three contests, the three separate contests we're going to have.
Ricky Morton with Alexander going to drag him back to the corner. Jim Cornette, you really ought to...
Super Summer Sizzler Tour.
That's
the
right.
Super Summer Fizzler Tour.
Hey,
more like it. It's going to fizzle out. What do you want?
I was going to say, you really ought to appreciate the fine way these two work together as a team. If there's anything you should really appreciate, it's teamwork.
I appreciate good teamwork, and I can also recognize when somebody's trying to copy the Midnight Express. They were the innovators of most everything in tag team wrestling today. The Rock and Roll Express, numerous others try to copy us, but nobody will ever duplicate us. Like I said, the Rock and Roll, they're young, they're good looking, they blow dry their hair great, and I bet their heck on the dance floor. But when it comes right down to it, I just don't like the Rock and Roll Express and anything they stand for. And if I was Ben Alexander and Mark Fleming right now, I'd change my strategy just a little bit, and I'd stay on these two guys. Well,
look at that beautiful,
too late.
That beautiful double drop kick, and that's going to do it.
I tell you what, I think I need to take a drink for my throat. I'll be back in a few minutes.
And the Rock and Roll Express are the winners. We're going to get to see it again in slow motion. The victory of the Rock and Roll Express. And right here you see him whip Ben Alexander into the ropes. And the patented double drop kick is right on the mark. The winners of the match, the Rock and Roll Express.
Well, and my co-host Jim Cornette evidently had to go take a little nourishment for that dry throat all of a sudden as the American Dream Dusty Rhodes right here with Baby Doll.
You know, Bubba Kyle, I turned on and I looked at that monitor, Jim Cornette out here in that Louisville suit with that Louisville sucker standing behind them. The Great American Bash, the most exciting time in this country's sports calendar in 1986. Coming at you across this country. And Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, the Tower Power, along with the Road Warriors, the world's six-man champion, face the Russians on the Bash for that stern test. And many a night during the Great American Bash, Baby Doll, Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, the Road Warriors and Baby Doll, Magnum TA and Baby Doll. You throw them all in a hat, Jim Cornette and Dolly and her boys get the shot of a lifetime to see what kind of man you are. See what you got underneath that shirt, if you got any guts at all. Doubtfully. Baby Doll been working hard, looking clean. The prettiest lady in the world, the prettiest woman in professional wrestling, the only valet in the world. My lady, your lady, the Marilyn Monroe of wrestling. And Baby Doll's ready for the Great American Bash.
That's right. Cornette, you know, you got your Midnight Express, and you supposedly have got Bubba wrapped around your little finger. But I'll tell you what, they may be trying to block my attempts, but darling, I got the Road Warriors, I got the Rock and Roll Express, I got Dusty Rhodes, I've got Magnum TA by my sides. So once they take care of the Midnight Express, that means that you're all mine, darling. And you know what? I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to whoop you. I'm going to whip you like a red-headed stepchild, darling, as they say. Because you see, Cornette, I just plain don't like you. So, Cornette, come on down to the Great American Bash, because that's your end. And especially if Baby Doll has anything to say about it, because this woman's going to beat you.
Supposedly the most invincible team in professional wrestling. But let me tell you something right now. Those Mulkey boys, they're tough and they can take a lot of punishment. And I think maybe the Road Warriors are going to be overmatched in this thing too. They're just lulling themselves right now into a false sense of security. That's all that's going on, Bob Caudle.
They're simply an awesome combination. Awesome is the word for the Road Warriors.
Yeah, everybody says they're the most unbeatable team in wrestling, but so far they haven't come up with a World Tag Team title, and that's where it's at to determine the #1 team in wrestling. And everybody talks about how rough and how tough they are, but maybe there's just a little chink in their armor, Bob Caudle. I think you know what I'm talking about. Maybe we'll see something about that in just a few seconds. Look at these Mulkeys. Look at these Mulkeys. They're tough.
And Mulkey is going to be counted out.
Oh, yes. A tremendous win for the Road Warriors. Paul Ellery victory with them outside the ring. We're going to get to see that victory again over the Mulkeys, Randy and Bill. Here comes the slow motion. And it's Animal in there, Mulkey off the ropes, and that big forearm almost takes the top of his head off. The winners of the match, the international famous Road Warrior.
Well, okay, the Mulkeys, so they aren't so experienced, but I'll tell you something else. The Road Warriors, for the first time ever, were flat on their backs, were destroyed, were decimated by the Nature Boy Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen. We got a little VTR. If you want to see the Road Warriors go down, just stay tuned.
David? Hey, wait a minute, here's something. David? David, I think everybody here in the studio know what that means. Look at it! Ric Flair and Hawk!
Look at Hawk! Flair! Tried everything! Hawk goes right after him!
Oh, Philadelphia in the bash!
Oh! Look at it! Hawk presses Rick right over his head as he walks up. Wait a minute! Oh! Throws him
Oh,
right
my
down.
goodness! He threw Flair right out! This has got to be the plan!
Here comes Animal. Let's stop him. They put a knee into him. Wait a minute. Look at him. Let it go down.
And Paul Ellering, an Animal. Now JJ. Oh, he knocks Paul Ellering into the back of the head. And now into the post. Animal into the
What's
post.
they gonna do? They got it. Hawk's up there. Hey, look at Animal. They power drive him on the floor.
Pile drive Animal on the floor.
Animal's down. Paul Ellering's down. Now they're taking Hawk. Get him up.
The gigantic gourd buster. All of the Road Warriors are down.
See, they're slapping him.
David, the Horsemen, the Four Horsemen are really on a roll.
For the first time ever, the Road Warriors go down, and we're going to a break. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss any of me.
Fans, you saw what happened to him with the Four Horsemen. Here they are, the Road Warriors, Paul Ellering. Hawk.
The Four Horsemen are the mule train. As far as the Warriors are concerned, Ric Flair, you tried to show the whole world that you're a big man. But still, you and the Four Horsemen couldn't get it done. Because the proof of the matter is that me and Animal are standing right here in flesh and living blood. And blood is what I'm after out of you, Flair. You come around jumping me with 4 other guys? Does that make you a big man? No, you don't know what a man is. We do. We're men. And we're going to put the coals to you and the mule train. Flair, you call me Big Bird Hawk, huh? Well, I'm a lawnmower, and you're a Tweety Bird. Now that makes you shredded tweet, punk. You're the biggest I ever seen in my whole life. You proved it to everybody, but now you gotta pay the price. You gotta face us. You gotta come to the Warriors. It's gonna be 1-on-1 sometime, Flair. It ain't gonna be 4-on-1, 4-on-2, 5-on-2, 1-on-1. And you know, on 1-on-1, you ain't got a prayer in the world against me or Animal. Ain't that right, big man? You know something, Flair? You, Anderson, and Blanchard, you may have titles, you may have the belts, but one thing you ain't got, you guys are the call-outs as the fire standing underneath our butts of what you did to us on Nationwide TV. We got a fire under our cans that ain't been there for a long time. And all you bums are going to pay the price, and we're going to get you all until you're down there and you beg for us to let you alone. You're finished, Flair. You're done.
The Road Warriors, and now it's time for action in the ring. Ronnie Garvin right here with us. Ronnie, in the ring, here you see the championship belt around Mr. Tully Blanchard and his manager, Mr. James J. Dillon, in there, moving back out here with us now.
Hi, Bob.
Jim
Good to see you
Cornette.
again.
Welcome back, Jim. Hey, did you get a drink of water and clear out that dryness?
Clear my throat up and everything. Don't worry about it, Bob. Come on in here, Ronnie. I want to talk to you. You see in the ring right now, Tully Blanchard. I understand, Ronnie, you're the man with the hands of stone. As a matter of fact, I understand you've only been knocked out one time in your whole career, but hey, maybe once is enough, huh? What do you think?
I'm going to tell you, I don't want to be personal, but I've noticed about you that your mouth's faster than your feet. Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm not great. I'm not a great talker, a great speech maker, or whatever. But I'm going to tell you, when I step into the ring, that's where I do the talking, and that's where I stand tall. But I'm going to tell you, if he's a friend of yours, I'm talking about Tully Blanchard. If he happens to be a friend of yours, if Tully Blanchard is listening to me, or somebody taped this, you tell him there's a lot of trouble. You tell him to call home, to call somebody, his friend, his mother, whatever, and tell him that he's made the biggest mistake in his life. And this is a promise. I don't come out here and do a lot of bragging. I'm going to show you.
Look at the man right there, the slingshot suplex.
Shut up when I'm talking. A picture is worth 1,000 words.
What about tape on your fist, huh?
Great American Bash, I will show you tape fists, 10 3-minute rounds, and I'm going to show Tully Blanchard, you, the rest of the world, Jim Crockett Promotion, the whole entire world, whoever wants to see it, what I am going to do to Tully Blanchard for laying me out on a stretcher.
Okay, well, let me just say this. Tully Blanchard with the tape fist, Ronnie Garvin. My mouth is faster than my feet because I don't have to run with Big Bubba around, and Tully Blanchard gets another win. That's what's important.
It was lights out right there, Johnny Weaver. Look at that tape being put around the hand of Tully Blanchard by James J. Dillon, and he turned the lights out with that right. Watch it slow motion right here, fans, as Tully Blanchard is going to land that powerhouse right hand, and it's all over. Down for the count. 1, 2, 3, the winner, Tully Blanchard. Two young men right here that have really just created a lot of excitement everywhere. Rock and Roll Express.
I thank you, Bob. You know, we got the matches coming up, looking forward to it. We got Ric Flair, you know, he's got to defend his title in 14 different places, and brother myself are two of the top contenders. Ric Flair, he might not have that belt when all that's over. You know, the Midnight Express, along with Jimmy Cornette, we got Baby Doll in our corner. We're looking forward to the bash there, Bob.
That's right, Bob. You know, the Bashes is just right around the corner. And like Robert said, we got the #1 lady of the 80s, baby. Baby Doll, right with us. And Jimmy Cornette, we're going to embarrass you, brother, all over the world. And then Ric Flair, come out here and talk about how bad he is. But you see Ric Flair, Space Mountain's going to be out of commission when the Rock and Roll Express gets through with you, brother. Because we don't care what it takes. We don't forget nothing. Look at my face. That's the same way yours is going to look. So get ready. The Great American Bashes. Traffic backed up 15 miles. Limousine so long. Had to go to the airport and turn it around. We're coming to have ourselves a good time. Great American Bash. Woo!
Great American Bash 86. There's the bell, and we're ready now for action in the ring. Here is Magnum TA and Johnny Weaver. Look at Magnum go to work. Jim Cornette. What about that?
Not for nothing. He don't have no endurance, that Magnum TA, not a bit.
And there's your winner, Magnum TA. We're going to get to see again once more in slow motion as Magnum TA against Brody Chase. Magnum quickly as a man off the ropes, belly-to-belly suplex. The winner, Magnum TA.
Back, fans, after information on the Great American Bash 86 and these commercial messages on the NWA Pro Wrestling events coming to your area. Monday, July 1st, 7 o'clock, Cumberland County Memorial Arena. It's the Great American Bash. Don't forget fireworks outside following the matches. David Allen Cohen concert, Indian strap match. You'll see a bunkhouse tag team match, a tape fist match, 10 to 3-minute rounds. Ron Garvin against Tully Blanchard. You'll see NWA World Heavyweight title. Nature Boy Ric Flair defends against Robert Gibson of the Rock and Roll Express. In a cage tag team match, the Road Warriors take on Ivan and Nikita Koloff. 6-man in a cage. Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA team up with Baby Doll to take on the Midnight Express and their partner, their manager, Jim Cornette. Don't forget the Great American Bash, Cumberland County Memorial Arena in Fayetteville, Monday, July 21st. The bell time, 7 o'clock. Fans, also a reminder, the Dorton Arena on a Sunday night, Sunday, July 6th at 8 o'clock. Box office opens at 1 p.m. the day of the matches. On this great card, you'll see Ron Garvin against Black Bart, national title. Tully Blanchard defends against Chief Wahoo McDaniel. Texas Death Match. Magnum TA against Nikita Koloff. World Tag Team title. The Midnight Express will defend against the Road Warriors. Lights out 6-man bunkhouse match. The Rock and Roll Express and Dusty Rhodes against Nature Boy Ric Flair and Ole and Arn Anderson at the Dorton Arena. Texas Death Match. Magnum TA against Nikita Koloff.
You know, Uncle Evan, I know like this town. I know like stinky promoter in this town. And I know like you, Magatia. But I'm going to go and I'm going to hurt you. Yeah. You're going to find out, Magnum TA. Texas Death Match. Fall don't count. Anything goes. You know what it's like. Last time in Raleigh, you got great pleasure. I tried to beat me up. You just tried to do that to nephew Nikita. We're going to show you why the Russian athlete is superior.
World Tag Team title match, the Midnight Express with Jim Cornette will defend against the Road Warriors.
The Road Warriors, Animal and Hawk. Everybody says, oh, the Road Warriors, they're big and strong. They're tough. They're invincible. They're powerful. They got a bunch of big muscles, and the biggest muscle they got is right between their ears because they're a couple of stupid goofs with paint all over their face, and Precious Paul has to lead him around by the nose. The Midnight Express is the greatest team in wrestling, and they're going to find that out in Raleigh.
A 6-man bunkhouse. Ole and Arn Anderson and Ric Flair against Dusty Rhodes and the Rock and Roll Express.
What you're talking about, if you want to use the proper adjective, just call it 3 of the 4 horsemen. And I'm sure Blanchard will be real close at hand. The bottom line is, Rock and Roll, you think you got the kicker by having Rhodes as your partner. You figure that's going to even all things out. You figure Rhodes is hot at us, you're hot at us, your temperament alone will be enough to pull you through. But the bottom line is, you're talking about family versus just 3 individuals. It's not enough.
How about the Great American Bash 86? Kicks off July 1st, that date right here on top of us now. The Bash is just here, 14 great nights of outstanding family entertainment. Great country music stars.
Of the summer. That's why I'm dressed in my summer clothes. It's going to be the greatest wrestling events of all time, Bob Caudle. The Great American Bash.
Not only that, Jim, as we say, we got great country music entertainment. It's a great night of family entertainment. As we say, 14 nights beginning July 1st, Philadelphia. Now, these are the cities: Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Memphis, Charlotte, Cincinnati, Ohio, Charleston, West Virginia, Roanoke, Fayetteville, Norfolk, Virginia, Richmond, Raleigh, North Carolina, Jacksonville, Florida, Johnson City, Tennessee, and we're going to end up in Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County Stadium, August 2nd.
And Baby Doll might just end up in those Great American Bashes,
You're
too,
going to be a big part of that, and remember, you're going to be tangling with Baby Doll, both of you in tights.
Yeah, both of us in tights, and I can hardly wait to see what that big fat hog looks like in a pair of tights. She's going to put her curves in the tights, she says. Well, she's got more cellulite, more cottage cheese than the seal test people. But I know a good friend of mine I want to bring in right now. Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin and Precious. The air is always smelling good when you come in, Gorgeous.
I heard you talking about the Great American Bash, and nobody can make a tribute that it's going to be the greatest thing in the world better than me, because everybody's saying, Gorgeous Jimmy, how come you're not a nervous wreck? Knowing that you're going to be on the other end of an 8-foot long piece of saddle leather, and it's going to be a 300-pound Indian tied to the other end of it. Well, let me tell you something. It's going to be the greatest family event. I'm not even going to let that get me down. I'm not going to let nothing stop me from dancing to Joe Ely and Albert McClinton. Wow, the greatest thing in the world. Wow.
up there. But I was going to say, with Baby Doll up there and a man like that, look at the size. Doesn't that just sort of make you shake a little bit when you think about a man like that close to Baby Doll?
It makes me want to get sick to my stomach. First of all, Baby Doll, in that leather outfit, she looks like she... That's her true character right there. And the Warlord, he has got to be, he's big as an ox and twice as smart, okay? And he's got to be desperate for female companionship and for managerial capability to want to align himself with Baby Doll, because she's nothing but a big fat cow. If he had a manager like me, then he might do something with his career, because he looks like he's got a little power. But with her to guide him, he ain't going to go nowhere but down. And that's exactly where Baby Doll's going in the Bash. And Thunderfoot is a more than adequate competitor with a lot of ring experience. As soon as he gets it kicked in, the Warlord is going to find out just how good he is.
Well, it looked like he loaded that boot, but he didn't get that kick in. The Warlord caught that kick and that foot in midair.
All right,
and look at that slam. Absolutely it.
Baby Doll couldn't teach a dog how to fall down if she shot him. She ain't taught him nothing.
The Warlord, as he comes on, watch him as he's got Thunderfoot high in the air. Look at the power behind this slam to the mat, Jim Cornette.
Yeah, the only thing strong about him is his breath.
And there it is, the winner, the Warlord, as he puts Thunderfoot to the mat for the count of 3. We'll be back. We'll have more right after we take this brief timeout.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, the former 6-man tag team champions of the world, the Russians, Ivan Nikita Koloff, Crusher Khrushchev, and Nikita, I know you will be the next United States heavyweight champion.
No, I tell you right now, Magatia, he come out and he a little hot maybe. Maybe because Magatia, you know Nikita USA champion. When you write about something, Magatia, it's only going to go 4 matches, but you wrong about something too. Nikita going to wear a belt. No, you, Uncle Evan.
You know, Jim Cornette, you are a brilliant manager. You have taken an excellent team such as Midnight Express and became world champion, world tag team champion, I should say. So this is not only congratulations, but also a challenge. You know, this Magnum TA, first of all, Magnum TA, why don't you accept the fact that nephew Nikita is more of a man than you, more of an athlete than you? All the American women seem to think so. Good thing that nephew Nikita is too particular to go out with such animals, I might say, as American women. Talking about the American women, I see you have trouble with this Baby Doll, but I am sure that you are going to handle this situation. There is no woman that can defeat a man. I know if I was to be defeated, I'd be so embarrassed, so humiliated, I would have to leave town. Now, the great American Dusty Rhodes, right? Great American dream, along with these 2 big, tough road warriors. When you've got our World 6-Man Tag Team trophy, inside the cage, we are going to take it away from you. There is nothing you're going to be able to do about it. So put your makeup on, put your paint on, get dressed up, but don't get dressed up to death. Get dressed up to fight, because the only romantic act that will happen during the Great American Bash would be the Koloff family putting it on you, taking your head and stuffing it where the sun don't shine, like you say in America.
The #1 professional athlete in the world, the heavyweight champion of the world, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
In a matter of a few days, the Great American Bash are going to kick off around this world. And when that bell rings in Philadelphia, the first man to go down is going to be, none other than the Road Warrior Hawk. And then we're going to Dusty Rhodes, and we're going to Road Warrior Animal. We're going to Wahoo McDaniels, Ronnie Garvin, Morton Gibson. Then we're going to jump on big man Nikita Koloff. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, around the world they're saying today that Ric Flair has got to wrestle the best 14 men there are in the greatest sport in the world. He's got to defend this 14 times in 30 days against all odds. And when I come through those airports, the sky caps are hollering, here come the champ. You know who they're talking about? They're talking about Ric Flair, because there's only one world champion. It's the world champion.
So 14 of you, you got your best shot ahead of you. You all have got the opportunity to be where I already have been and gonna stay. 14 dates, the world champion, and in 14 dates, you're gonna know why I'm the champ. Woo!
All right, fans, and there he is, the world heavyweight champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair in the ring. We've got great six-man action right here. In one corner, Paul Jones has got his army, and across the way, I know, Jim Cornette, you're going to say that here's a very imposing three, and they are indeed for the Army. The opponents, George South, Tony Zane, and Mike Samani.
Looks more like Mo, Larry, and Curly over there with Samani, South, and Tony Zane, but you know, you heard Nature Boy Ric Flair talking about the Great American Bash, the biggest part of the summer. A 24-hour hotline's been set up for information on all the bashes. The number, you see it on the screen, 1-800-872-3939. You know, as a matter of fact, my mother's behind it. She set that up so all the fans would know where to come and see me beat that baby doll up. 1-800-872-3939. 24 hours a day, don't matter what time of day or night you're up for the Great American Bash information. And right now, Paul Jones' destructive army, the Barbarian, Baron von Raschke, Shaska Watley, moving out against these three bums. And Bob Caudle, they're probably the three best athletes you've ever seen in your life there. I know you agree with me, so I won't even leave you time to say that you do. George South wishing he was in another place. He tags off to Tony Zane, and now Tony Zane's going to come in and try to do something with the Barbarian, and I don't think that's very likely.
Well, I know some folks that are just wanting to get hold of this army and that Paul Jones, and you know who that is, the Boogeyman. And I tell you, the Boogeyman and his friends have got a few little things to do some cutting on some hair
yeah,
also.
They're always wanting to cut people's hair off and do humiliating things to them. But Jimmy Valiant, if I had a hair like Jimmy Valiant's, I'd want to be Bald Bob Caudle. Bald Bob Caudle, that ought to be a good name for you. He never washes that stuff.
Oh,
Look at Jimmy Valiant's hair. Look at the Raging Bull's hair, the one that pals around with him. If I had heads of hair like that, I'd want to be bald. Whereas you got Paul Jones has one of the nicer heads of hair on any man I've ever seen. It's obvious he takes good care of it. Don't you wish you had a head of hair like that, Bob
Don't
Caudle?
you know how bad Paul Jones would hate to lose that head of hair?
Paul Jones will never lose that hair. Jimmy Valiant's making a lot of idle threats and accusations and comments, but when it comes down to it, Jimmy Valiant just can't get the job done. Paul Jones will never have one hair on his head touched by Jimmy Valiant, the Raging Bull, any of Jimmy Valiant's friends, and that's the way it is. He's got Shaska Watley, he's got the Barbarian, he's got Baron von Raschke, and T.J. Khan, who you don't see here, and they're all ready to stand in front of him and protect him from Valiant and all of his underhanded tactics that he likes to use.
The Barbarian is a wild man in the ring. Watch him with those headbutts. He just keeps slamming and driving that head in. I tell you, he doesn't worry about himself or injury at all. He just dives right headlong into it, Jim.
The Barbarian is all man. You can see that right now. You can look at the man and see that there's probably not 99% of the people in the world couldn't take the Barbarian, and the other 1% would only last 2 minutes if they tried. So you can see right now the Barbarian is a heck of a man. And Shaska Watley, I got to admire him too, because he had the guts, he had the courage to stand up to Jimmy Valiant and tell Jimmy Valiant what he thought of him. Jimmy Valiant used to try to use this man to help him win all of his matches when they were partners.
High to the air with a suplex now. But I've never seen a change in a man come about like the one that came about in Shaska Watley.
Shaska never changed. Shaska just got fed up with all of Jimmy Valiant's you know what. That's what happened. And Paul Jones right there giving a little neck massage to Mr. Samani, who looks like he could use one real badly. That's what I like about Paul. He's always anxious to help out.
Oh, yeah. He's going to help out every chance he gets, especially with a referee's back turn, which is exactly what happened then. The tag now from Watley. Here's the Baron.
Baron von Raschke. Baron's been on top of the wrestling world for a long time now. The championships he's held on all the continents. We could talk from now till the end of the program and not be able to list all of them. Bob Caudle, he is one heck of a wrestler, one heck of a man. And as a matter of fact, he is one heck of a ladies' man. Did you know that, Bob Caudle? The ladies are crazy over the Baron. It's the Telly Savalas look.
Look at Shaska doing that little prance around the ring to make the tag. Let's remind all of you fans right here that a little later, he's talking about outstanding wrestlers. We got a couple coming up. Look at the glove. Here he is putting on the glove.
What? I don't see anything.
The Baron with a glove on the right hand and with a claw. Something in that glove.
The Baron has always used the claw. For many years, he's used the claw. I don't know what you're talking about. A glove.
There's the glove, and he's taking it
You
off
got a
and giving
black
it to
spot
Paul
on your
Jones.
monitor, Bob Cole. You got a big black spot on your monitor.
Paul Jones and his Army, the winners. Over Mike Simoni, Tony Zane, and George South. Watch it in slow motion, fans. Right here, as you see the glove on the hand of
You
Aaron
got a
Von
big black
Reschke.
spot on your monitor, Bob Cole. That's what it is, a big muddy spot. That's all I saw.
With a claw hole, the winner, Paul Jones and the Army. And there it, right there. You get a good look at the winning combination taken down by the Baron.
We'll be right back, fans, after information on the Great American Bash 86 and these commercial messages on the NWA Pro Wrestling events coming to your area. Monday, July 1st, 7 o'clock, Cumberland County Memorial Arena. It's the Great American Bash. Don't forget fireworks outside following the matches. David Allen Cohen concert, Indian strap match. You'll see a bunkhouse tag team match, a tape fist match, 10 to 3-minute rounds. Ron Garvin against Tully Blanchard. You'll see NWA World Heavyweight title. Nature Boy Ric Flair defends against Robert Gibson of the Rock and Roll Express. In a cage tag team match, the Road Warriors take on Ivan and Nikita Koloff. 6-man in a cage. Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA team up with Baby Doll to take on the Midnight Express and their partner, their manager, Jim Cornette. Don't forget the Great American Bash, Cumberland County Memorial Arena in Fayetteville, Monday, July 21st. The bell time, 7 o'clock. And a reminder, the Dorton Arena Super Card of the NWA comes your way on a Sunday. That is Sunday, July 6th at 8 o'clock. Box office opens at 1 p.m. the day of the matches. On this great card, Ron Garvin against Black Bart, national title. Tully Blanchard defends against Wahoo McDaniel. Texas Deathmatch, Magnum TA takes on Nikita Koloff. World Tag Team Battle of the Midnight Express with Jim Cornette will defend against the Road Warriors. Lights Out 6-man bunkhouse, the Rock and Roll Express and Dusty Rhodes against Nature Boy Ric Flair. And only at Arn Anderson, here's Magnum TA Texas Deathmatch against Nikita Koloff.
Well, this is kind of a nice way to break up the tension of the bashes, if you know what I mean. Nikita, if you think a Texas death match with me is going to be a cakewalk, maybe you better ask Uncle Ivan what happened to him right there in the Dorton Arena. It wasn't a real pretty sight. And I don't dislike him half as much as I dislike you. I'm going to take out all that anger on you in the Dorton Arena.
Midnight Express will defend a World Tag Team title against the Road Warriors.
This is our chance, Tony. This is what it's all about, the titles. And we're coming after you, Jimmy Cornette. I got my eyes on you all the time.
Hey, the Midnight Express, the guys that never show up. They let all their little punk manager do all their talking for them. Well, our talking's done in the ring, and it's heavy-duty talk.
That's right, you're gonna pay.
6-man bunkhouse match. The Rock and Roll Express will team up with Dusty Rhodes, take on Nature Boy Ric Flair and Ole and Arn Anderson.
That's right, Tony. That means you can wear anything you want to do, bunkhouse style. You know, I'm going to have my boots on, my cowboy boots, my blue jeans, my belt. Hey, guys, it won't take long, but just jerk one of them off and whoop you right across the back.
That's right. Wear anything you want and bring anything you want. Lights out. Because when Dusty Rhodes and Rock and Roll Express get together, all we do is create stormy weather. And you got to find us out. 3 of the horsemen. We're going to show you what it's all about, brother, because now it's going to be 3-on-3. It's not going to be 3-on-1. Yeah, I helped you out, but when you left half my face in Greensboro, North Carolina, you crushed my nose. But now, brother, and Dusty Rhodes going to be right there with us. And when we step in that ring, it's going to be a fight to the start, to the finish. So, Riley, get ready. We're coming after you with everything we have got. Woo!
Now comes the part of the show that I've been waiting for, a chance to interview my managerial colleague, one of the greatest managers in the history of professional wrestling, Mr. James J. Dillon, and his national heavyweight champion, Tully Blanchard. Tully Blanchard Enterprises.
Manager of the year this past year. It's a pleasure just to be out here with you. But we're counting down to the Great American Bash, 4 days and counting down. And things are starting to happen, just like a big puzzle with all the pieces being finally put together so that the picture comes out in front of everybody's eyes. The 4 horsemen finally reunited, and you saw today, when an event like that happens, something is going to take place that's big. Everybody said, hey, you might be able to get to Ellering. You might get one of the Road Warriors, but nobody ever thought it was possible to lay out Precious Paul Ellering, Road Warrior Hawk, Road Warrior Animal, all at the same time, and the 4 horsemen were stepping high as they stepped over him laid out. Then Ronnie Garvin come out here today trying to bow beat you on your program, engage in a battle of wits with you. Obviously, he came unarmed. He was lost, and we had our opponent beat today. Mr. Blanchard could have beat it. It was over when the bell rang. He put the suplex on him. It was over for sure. But when I saw Garvin out of the corner of my eye, champ, I wanted to wrap that hand.
That was just a message, JJ.
Final reminder of what was
just
coming.
the message, Ronnie Garvin. Just the message. The tape fist can knock anybody out. It's knocked you out before. The 4 horsemen are on top of the world, and you know, Cornette, if you bring your Midnight Express around, the 4 horsemen may be tag team champions of the world too sometime.
I don't know.
All right, fans, in the ring, when you talk about champions, in the ring, here's the world television champion, none other than Arn Anderson. And look at his partner, one of the four horsemen they've been talking about all during this hour. Here is Ole Anderson, and Ole has returned, Jim Cornette.
He has indeed. Tony brought up a couple of interesting points, but one of them might be I've never known four people to hold one tag team championship. We might have to see about that. But Ole and Arn Anderson in the ring right now, the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, one of my favorite tag teams to watch because, in effect, this is a second-generation tag team. The Anderson brothers in different configurations have been legends in tag team wrestling for a long time. This is probably the most powerful combination ever.
They are indeed that. The opponents, Denny Brown and Sam Houston. And Houston, boy, well, he is groggy already, trying to shake cobwebs out of that head.
Sam
Looked like he was limping a little bit.
He looks like he's groggy from malnutrition is what he looks like he's groggy from, because Sam is not the biggest guy in the world, but he's quick and he's agile. But Arn right now has that quickness and that agility wrapped up. Now, okay.
Well, that was a good block by Arn Anderson, but what a move the youngster put on him there.
A little showboating, Bob Caudle. But that's the thing about the Andersons. They're not pretty, they just get the job done. They're successful, they're not fancy. Now, there's different strategies, different ways that you can go about a tag team match. The Midnight Express has their own strategy, which is to bamboozle their opponents, outwit them, outthink them, and confuse them all at the same time. The Anderson strategy is to plow right straight ahead, to take that punishment if necessary, but to come out on top when the final bell rings. And they do that very well, just like the Midnight Express does their job equally as well. They're the tag team champions.
The Midnight Express are the tag team champions, but the Andersons, down through the years, have really written a book, I think, on tag team wrestling, Jim.
The Andersons have been quite a force. They certainly have. And right now, Sam Houston running away from the Andersons. You see that? He was obviously scared to be in their corner. Now he's got to have his partner come in and try to help him out.
What do you mean, scared? Look at him and Denny Brown cleaning up on the Andersons
here. He was running away from him a minute ago, and now Arn takes him and dumps him out like the garbage that he is. And Ole has control of Denny Brown, the junior heavyweight champion of the world. I guess he's junior in intelligence as well, or elsewise he wouldn't be in there with the Andersons. You know, Ole is, he's so mean. I like people that are that vicious like that, you know?
He really is vicious,
always.
beyond a doubt. But you talk about Denny Brown, and you're talking about his size, a junior champion. He's such a whale of an athlete. There's a young man that has so much natural ability and wrestling savvy to go with it, Jim.
Yeah, he really impresses me, yeah. Okay, now wait, Arn will come up with a counter for this. There is Arn's counter for the sunset dip right there.
Ole Anderson outside of the ring.
Quick thinking, you got to compliment him on that. Might could have been a 3 count there, might not could have. Probably couldn't have, because I haven't ever seen personally myself anybody put the Andersons down for a 3 count.
Well, the Andersons always thinking in the ring, too, and that was a good example of it when they reached back for that tag and made that change just a moment ago. See that tag? Always tagging and always switching.
Good teamwork, and moving straight ahead on Denny Brown. And that's the thing where you see they're always moving straight ahead. They don't back up from anybody. You saw what happened with them, with the other of the 4 horsemen and J.J. Dillon. They put the Invincible Road Warriors down.
Brown with some good hard right hands has got Arn Anderson staggering around the ring.
Get it right, Bob. Which one is it? You need new glasses or what?
It's Arn, and he's got him staggering.
Now it's Ole. And it's fixed to be the end of the line from what I can tell, because this is a beautiful move. Teamwork from the Andersons.
Well, Arn held him. Ole got to the top rope.
And now Ole cranking up on that arm, and I'm sure that Mr. Denny don't feel too good. That's it. He gave up.
Yeah, when you're talking about cranking on it, he can crank it right out of there, too.
I hate a quitter. Beautiful teamwork from the Andersons.
my fans right here. The Raging Bull. Bull, it's almost bash time
you
now.
can feel the excitement in the air. You know, the bash is coming. Everybody around the world is getting geared up, especially the Bull, baby. And you know something? You know, I think about Pez Wale, and I think about what he should have been doing. You should have been messing where you shouldn't have been, Daddy. Because you know something? When you came after Boogie, you came after me. And when you come after me, come back, you're going to be bald. Balder than an egg, baby. Because me and Boogie got a promise to each other. That's brotherhood. And street brothers don't ever turn their back on nobody. So when you come after me, you're coming with him. And we're going to take you apart. Tell him, Boogie.
I'm going to shave your head. Pistol Pez Wale and Paul Jones. You're going to be bald. A bald-headed geek just like that. And that's nothing but gospel. The bastards are here. And me and Willie, we're coming for ya. Come on, I got that club, Roscoe.
And see you next week. Remember, the Bash. We'll see you next week. And until then, so long for now.
NWA Pro Wrestling is a presentation of the JCP Sports Network and has been furnished to the station for broadcast at this time in exchange for commercial consideration.
Mort tries to make friends with a grouchy neighbor by inviting him to dinner. It's going to be a meal to remember because Mort doesn't know how to cook. But that won't stop him from giving it the old Orkin try. This is the place to be when dinner is served on Mork and Mindy, Monday afternoon at 4:30. Alan Arkin stars in the 7% Solution, the WRAL TV5 Saturday Late Movie, next.